back there. Just trucking along, trucking along.
The fury from calm.
Gotta change my support gems now that we've gone Ignite. Better scaling of dot damage. I think I'll roll a bleeding class too. I think we go this way. Let's go look at support gems real quick. So we definitely don't want to be using this anymore, or this, or this. So we'll probably use, I think, Swift Affliction we get access to pretty early on. That's level 31. And is burning damage the end of Act 4? Might be. Oh, we got that and that. And then Cruelty might be later on. That's early on. Okay. So we need 3 red and, or 2 red and a green. Probably just 2 red. Okay. See how this plays. Then we're gonna go out of this and grab this. Something like that. Just really scale dot damage. Yeah, those ignites are doing some work now. It's pretty good. Damn, that's a very different playstyle than your Cyclone. Yeah, what's below? It's a different vibe, for sure. Arc Ignite. Oh, I wanted to roll a Bleeding Flask too real quick, so we'll go do that. Look at that, that's just one alt, or one transmute. That's how easy it is. Just like that, we have a Bleed Flask. Corpse Explosion, never a fun time. Thanks for the sub, Jan, much appreciated. I can only do 2 things at once, that would be fantastic. Be fantastic. Where am I going? What am I doing? I think we need to go left. Need to go back this way. And we'll take, we don't have exposure yet. I need to get Wave of Conviction set up on here. But I guess for right now we'll go take life. I don't think we'll have access to Arcanist Brand until Act 6, so we'll have to like manually cast Wave of Conviction until then in order to get exposure. But exposure is pretty huge, especially once we pick up our next Lab Ascendancy. Actually, I want to grab Wave of Conviction real quick because we're going to want that for bossing. Okay, Wave of Conviction, let's go. We got our curse, right? LA weakness, we do not have our curse. We need to fix that also. Okay. Alright, now we're good to go. Then how goes the Ruthless grind? I still have the character on Ruthless, but this is actually a softcore character. A lot of people were asking yesterday if I could make this build for the League itself, like the regular League. So I built out a POB that is regular League, and I'm following it right now, leveling a character to see how it goes. And if it does well, I might post a video on this and publish the POB if people want to play it. I'm mostly leveling it though, because on paper it looks good, but I know people like to see footage. So that was one of the first. That was like one of the main complaints with my original Cyclone video. It was like there was no actual gameplay footage because I didn't have a character at the time. It was all theory before the League started. So at least with this, I'll have a character I can show off in, like, you know, as a League starter with like shit gear and see how well it does. So people have an idea what the gameplay will be like.
For me, sister. It's not often we get to erase our failures. Mistakes can be our greatest achievements.
Oh, still plugging away at the Cyclone? Yeah, it's a grind. We'll get there though. It's a lot of scaling you can do with the build. You can take it pretty far if you want to. I took it pretty much as far as you could go. Beat the game with it, so got the job done. But I mean, I mostly designed it first and foremost to be a League starter so that I'd have, you know, my Atlas done and have some currency and all that kind of stuff. So it very much exceeded at what I had wanted it to do. And then I scaled it a little hard just to see what I could actually do with it. So that was fun. Did I not get cursed? Okay, there we go. I was like, what is going on here?
Chaos Orb.
Chaos Orb. Oh, I hate her so much. Can't curse her either. It's annoying. Probably should start to roll actual real flasks now. Working on saving up currency, gonna be out of town for 2 days. Yeah. It's real life though, you know, sometimes. You know, I had to take a nap today because I was like, I didn't get really good sleep last night. So I was feeling shitty, and then I had a meeting I had to go to this afternoon for work, so. Real life always takes precedence. Gotta take care of your health, gotta take care of, you know, all that stuff.
Embrace the future. What?
Find a balance, good balance for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Now, let us see if you truly understand what it means to be Nightmare.
Damage is pretty good.
Accept the gift of immortality.
Immunity phase. That's funny how his immunity is bugged on this.
Accept the gift of immortality.
Come on, GGG, get with it. I'm gonna eat this.
Nightmare is the true eternal. Why are you so in love with death?
Get the portal out of here. Alright. I want to look at my flask setup real quick. We don't need this anymore. I think one life flask is fine. So I think we drop clarity now. I want to keep vitality and skitterbots. So we'll need to run a mana flask though if we drop clarity, which I am accounting for. So we'll want Grace. And yeah, because we're running vitality right now. So put us pretty tight on mana, so we'll need that mana flask. think we should be able to run all these. Yeah, and then we just run a mana flask. And for our flasks, we're gonna want a jade. Which we can't yet run. What about granites? Want a quicksilver still. And mana. Let's go to town, see what they got. If not, I'll get some stuff from trade.
What Kadesh?
Okay. Yeah, we want a jade and a granite, I think, is going to be the play. I'll go check trade.
Be careful. I just have to roll with whatever right now just to get it usable, I think. As long as they're long enough, and then we need to turn this into an enduring flask. That'll work. I don't really care about too much right now, as long as we just have those as our setup. I really don't like the 4 seconds on this, so we'll make you a little bit longer. That's fine. Right now we just care about the uptime on them. Not necessarily what they're doing. I just need a bleedy flask. And then enduring. Actually, go ahead and start picking up these to help out with the stat requirements. And we got our golem. Oh, we have rewards. Okay. And then we'll want to hook up shield charge to life tap too. just to help with mobility. Yeah, we'll put this on a life tap once I get back to the town. Oh, we need you up and running. Okay.
Is that all? I expected so much more. Seems there's a rebellion on.
Okay. So you're on life tap now. That should be fine. Holy shit, what is that ring, dude? 84 life? Come on now. It's crazy. Crazy. So much. Still getting used to seeing these high life rolls with the changes. It's like, hey, it's just 90, almost 90 life on your ring. Here you go. It's normal now. Such good quality of life for leveling. Because having good health is pretty great early on.
Thaumaturgy and science combined. That's rather clever.
still run a clarity, just not level it as high, just to kind of help out a bit.
These people have no idea their time is almost up. I swore they would suffer for exiling me, and I always keep my promises.
Okay.
Something's here. I need more mana.
We actually need that recipe. Missed it on the initial leveling.
Chaos Orb.
The world must be cleansed of impurity.
Let's start with you, shall we?
Probably use my golem.
Incredible.
I have the golem, I haven't been using them. It's funny. Rip golem. Even lives long enough. Did not have a thing to dodge. That was rough. Alright.
It's just a useless piece of shit.
What in damnation?
Someone's redecorating. I like it.
Yeah, click on the thing. What's going on here, game? Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing.
Thank you. Once Kitava has gobbled up every scrap of Oriathan flesh, sucked every Oriathan bone dry of marrow, he'll turn his endless hunger to Namakanui and the whole Karui archipelago. As you know, the Karui will fight, and they'll fight hard, but they're going to need all the help they can get. And I know of 3 treasures that might just make the difference. They were taken when the Templar raided Namakanui. A whip woven of Hinekora's hair. A tooth that Tukohama ripped from his own mouth. A fishhook that was once the jawbone of Valakor. Together, they're known as Kitava's torments, and lie with...
Alright.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
Awesome.
Lan.
So many people still leveling. Alright. Wait, we gotta do ossuary.
Had I the time, I could raise an endless legion. Pity.
Orb of alchemy.
Why is there a delirium mirror back there? That's really dumb. It's kind of funny.
The more I feel of divinity, Orius was mine to burn. You took that from me. Now you will join the fire.
That's clarity a little too much, unfortunately. A little too much. Not enough mana now. Just dropping by before heading off to bed, start your cyclone build and second build to have some variety. Really fun playstyle. Thanks for a great ride. Hey, thanks Trim. Appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the cyclone build. Fucking around with a new idea. I'll see how it feels.
Not
Don't ever give up.
Alright, let's look at a few things here.
remember. We do.
What do you need? Good luck out there.
Okay.
What is it, exile?
Do we hit the one? Rip. lack of movement speed is pretty disgusting though. How do I keep hitting the one thing I don't want to hit? How's that even possible?
Freedom comes to them.
It's a lot better than that guy. Okay.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
Come, ravenous one. Let me devour your heart.
I hit the wrong button. Didn't mean to drop the portal there. I'm gonna actually place that in the middle of the screen there. It's annoying. What's up, Fed? How's it going? Yeah. Good old Katava. It's always a fun time.
It cannot be extinguished.
I've never had to pay the price for my ambitions. Until now.
I don't know what that is, actually. To be fair. Not quite sure. We need a better weapon.
Farewell.
Oxium carried us for a while, but it's time to put Oxium
Greetings.
to rest.
Farewell.
I don't believe it does, no, because I was using it and I was still getting sulfite. Makes you just a little too high level. What level am I? 43. Be great if I could get fire damage. That's like the worst possible fire damage. Like we spam it a few more times. Probably gonna get shit. Yeah, it's actually trash. Yeah, okay.
How you go?
That's cool. I'll just get something off trade. Unless I got anything better in here. This is fun. No, I still have the Ruthless character. I just stopped playing him because people were asking if I could do like a trade version of this build. So I made a pretty detailed POB, and I'm testing it out now and seeing if it's any good. If it's decent at mapping it, you know, I'll probably make a video and publish the POB for it so people can play it if they want. Yeah, no, we're definitely not on an SSF anymore. I wish I was playing the Ruthless still, but people kind of were interested in maybe seeing if I could do something with this on the regular league, so I said, okay, sure. Oh, we need some cold resistance now? What the fuck? Alright. Should feel better now with a better weapon. Oxium was not really helping us anymore.
So, so much to learn.
Oh, and now that we're in Act 6, we can get our Arcanist brand setup going, which will be really good. So, we gotta get that up and running.
Chacha's Orb! Chaos Orb.
I think I have to kill the Essence guy, unfortunately. I don't even need to do this quest, but I like the respec points, so it is what it is. Dude, why is there so many essences on this beach? What is going on here, dude? I think we have to do the league mechanic too. I think it's counting the mobs that are in these things. Alright, we missed something. What did we miss? I hate this fucking quest. It's so dumb. Where did I miss him? Okay. And I think, so we're going to want Arcanist brand with our Curse and Wave of Conviction. So that's going to be you and you. And we probably want to start using Flammability actually now. So we'll go grab that stuff. Alright, so you're gonna get linked up. So we need 3 blue. Actually, should just be able to hit that by chroming this thing. This needs to be linked. Okay. So now everything's on brand. Then our vitality can go back in here. What else do I have going at this point?
Hail God's son.
Alright. So we have our curse brand set up, exposure, we have our main skill, we have our cast move damage, we have our movements. I think that's it for right now. And then our auras. Okay.
All right, wretches. 12
Oh, I'm here. Sorry. What's up, Larson? Yeah, I was on mute. No, I haven't dropped any active mirrors yet, unfortunately. See, that just looks so cool. Yeah, I'm never lucky. I've gotten used to it though. So that looks interesting. I wonder what the celestial one would look like. But that doesn't look too terrible. Ideas for fast build that can do essences without millions of divines invested in it. Yeah, I don't know. This one might be okay. This is going to be a mapping build. Not so much a bosser. Kind of like a league starter slash maybe T16, 17 mapper once I'm done with it. Let's see what the purple looks like. Forget what the purple looks like. The purple could be dope. That's interesting.
I need more mana.
I think the other one looks a lot better. Let's see what Celestial looks like. For science. It should be decent. It's not going to be like a bow build. I mean, if you want to do essences really quick, you're looking at a bow build. Or like a wander or something. But I think this will be pretty zippy when it's all said and done. I don't know. I've never played it before. I'm building it, so we'll see. So what does this look like? Celestial Arc. What do you look like? That's kind of cool. But honestly, I think we're gonna have to go with the I don't know, this is kind of cool. Yeah, it just comes down to like what do you consider super fast? Bow builds are always going to be the best at that kind of shit. I gotta fix that keybind. This is not going to be a hit-based build either, so there's that too. Yeah, lightning arrow. Yeah, lightning arrow is pretty good. It's pretty good. So I think we go with this, and the most important part of a character is always the MTX. 100%. Okay. What do we have for shields? I think we have a thaumaturgy shield too. Yeah, we do. Alright. I bought the Cyclone Shark MTX. It's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. And then we'll put the automation on the weapon and on the shield. And I have that project one, right? Yeah, that looks pretty sick. Although I might just do and let's see, what else do I want? It's pretty cool. Got my little automation pets. We'll rock a baby Katava. And the automation portal could be dope. Something like this, and then we go Evil Arc.
I need more mana. Jinxed myself. Here we go again.
need to do trial. What am I doing? What am I doing? We don't need to do trial. If proven impossible to get higher DPS staff on Xbox, could be automated to axe or sword, or is it released to apps? The build is solely based on being a block cyclone, so you can use an axe or a sword, but you're gonna have to completely change a lot of the passive skill tree. Your annoyance, like a lot of the build is designed around having a staff or block, so that's your call, but it's a different build if you go that way.
Orb of Alchemy! Cha-ching! It's fucking awful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I definitely encourage people to play around with stuff if you feel comfortable enough. There's just a lot of wasted stuff on that build. If you're not using a staff, you have to completely rework it. Not completely rework it, but you have to change large chunks of it would need to be changed to make it feel good, because you're gonna instantly become very squishy on that build. At that point, you just reinvest all that shit into damage and play like the typical glass cannon cyclone shit. But this is where, like, you know, I built it to be a league starter. You know, that was its function. I also scaled it out to do like endgame stuff, but the idea behind it was I wanted to do it as a league starter. So can it get me through the campaign? Can it get me through maps? Can it help me make some money initially? Scaling it later was just like kind of fun, but it's never going to be like a Giga Slam build, you know, like what everyone's playing right now, because those are just a lot better defensively and offensively. Mostly due to how you use war cries.
Divination card.
Yeah. Alright. We need some more decks soon, but we'll be near that on the tree.
For my life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again!
Damage is pretty good. Pretty good. Where's Shav? Come on, Shav. There you are. I was like, where is she? I wonder. So the mana cost is 90. It's all the different things fed. It's the anoint, the Rumi's flask, the points on the tree. Like, are you running a Rumi's flask? Do you have your amulet anointed with enigmatic defense? You're not anointing your amulet with 3 gold. You're anointing your amulet with enigmatic defense, which is 3 violets. Or if you have that on your boots, one of the two, you have a stampede. Where is this guy? Is he on the other side? Yeah, that should be on your boots. You're doing Whispers of Doom. On your amulet, you should be doing enigmatic defense. What do you have on your boots?
I need more mana.
Isn't it? I guess he's all the way off on this side. Yeah, it doesn't really matter whether it's on your boots or your amulet. Yeah, that's the problem. So you need enigmatic defense. That's why your block is low. Yeah, your boots should be Disciple of the Unyielding. And then you go to Whispers of Doom when you go crit because you get endurance charges from crit strikes. You don't need Disciple of the Unyielding anymore once you're crit. That's a wasted anoint. But on every tree I have in my POB, if you look at the amulet, the actual amulet on every single tree, it's anointed with enigmatic defense, which is where you're scaling more attack and spell block. So if you don't have that, that explains why you're low on your block. The only time I change anoints on the build from tree to tree is on the boots. You could use any. I would go and use a different anoint on your boots. Like, just import your character into POB and see, like, or what you're on a console. But, like, look at your tree. Just pick, like, a damage node. It doesn't have to be Whispers of Doom. You could pick something cheaper. Like, anything that's, like, you know, scaling fizz damage or crit damage or anything like that. But the important thing is if you want block, always on the amulet on every tree, we anoint enigmatic defense, which is 3 violet oils. And then you can put whatever on the boots. The only reason we go Whispers of Doom, right, is it gives us that extra curse, which is more beneficial than anything else you could put on the boots. Until you get it on your chest. But if it's too expensive, yeah, just like pick another damage node on the tree that might be far away that benefits the character. Enigmatic Defense has nothing to do with being crit. Enigmatic Defense is this node right here on the tree. Where is it? It gives you 8% chance to block spell damage, 20% increased spell damage while wielding a staff. That doesn't matter, but the important thing is the 8% chance to block spell damage and the 8% chance to block attack damage while wielding a staff. This anointment is on every amulet on every version of the Cyclone build. You never change this anointment on your amulet. As you get better amulets, you keep anointing Enigmatic Defense. Because you're getting effectively 16 spell block from this and 8 attack block. Yeah, this goes on your neck no matter what neck you're using the entire time you progress through the build. Your boots, you change the anointment on the boots depending on what the rest of your gear looks like. Your amulet always gets Enigmatic Defense. I did it that way just to keep it simple, so like your people would be like, okay, I just do the same thing on the neck no matter what version of the build, and you change the boots based on whatever else is going on. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of block that you're losing on the neck, right? Because it's like that 8% attack block gives you obviously the 8% attack block, but then it gives you 16 spell block if you're over the 65 on attack because of versatile. Or it gives you an extra 8%. Yeah. No, it's 16% from the attack block and then another 8% from the actual spell block on it too. So you're getting 24% spell block from that node. That's how powerful that is. When I pop that Vaal arc, it's so satisfying. I love it. If I were to drop you, that's how much I have. It does make it far more manageable about that. If I put points into it there,
I'm Rob. Don't drink the water.
Good tidings to you.
the tireless life wheel, where's that? It's probably way down on the tree. Yeah, it's all the way down there. That's not realistic. Yeah, the only thing I didn't know, you can vendor indigo oil to get a violet. Yeah, you can upgrade your oils. This is like the typical way to solve the problem. But then we lose so much defense if I do this. I want the ES. Could rebuild the build though, to not... Did I go armor block instead of evasion? Just run ES, run Eldritch Battery. So one thing I really don't like right now is the fucking relying on a flask. It feels also awful. I think we do. Unfortunately, I think we get out of all that. So if I did that... we don't need any of that anymore. Or yeah, no, I think we yeah. I'll keep playing with it and see how it feels, but I'm not liking it so far. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it just doesn't feel great. It'll be fine on mapping. It's gonna suck when you have to do a boss, I think.
Orb of alchemy.
Yeah, I wonder though, like what if we did go, if we went Eldritch Battery, drop all of this stuff, just drop out of that part of the tree, drop this and this, and then we would definitely come down here. I'm just like thinking, We have to rework all of our gear too, because like at this point, we get rid of all our base pieces. We'd be stacking armor and block. So if we went that path, then you'd want to go like could go armor ES or armor evasion. If you go armor evasion, we can still play around with spell suppression, which is probably the play. You want life, you want that spell suppression, and for now we'll just do that. Could come down here and then you take that for extra life, because we're gonna need life, a lot of life now. Then you take all this. So we're scaling block. That already puts us at 90 points. No. So how do we deal with mana feeling not so great? I really don't like relying on a mana flask. It'll be fine for mapping, but it's not going to be good for bossing. That's a problem that needs to be solved. Because if we drop the mana flask, we're dealing with 31 regen, and the cost is like over 100 to keep the ability spammed. How do we fix that? You have to use the flask. It's really the only way. To like effectively deal with the problem. Unless we drop vitality and we run a clarity. That gets us close. But we'd still have to, we're down like still 50 mana costs. We're in the red. If you go like that gets us closer without having to use a mana flask. gets us closer. Could run an inspiration on Arc. We could we lose a bit of damage, but then that also lowers the cost of it down quite a bit. Now we have more mana regen than we have the cost of the spell. So if I do this, it's sustainable, and we don't need to run a mana flask. I think that might be the play. And then since we're not running a mana flask, we could maybe run... We're already running a sulfur or a jade and a quicksilver, so what could we run instead? We could run... Armor flask gives us a lot more fizz mitigation. Even though we're running Cloak of Flame to convert the fizz to fire, we could run Onslaught. Quartz Flak does give us phasing, but we are getting that from this. We get phasing from our spell suppression, which is capped. So we don't really need phasing. We don't really benefit from a Quartz Flask because we're spell suppression capped and we have phasing. However, how much spell suppression do we lose if we drop these points from the tree? 83. But then we could run a Quartz Flask. So that gets us up to 90, which is not bad. And then we have also phasing back. It does give us 5 points to play with on the tree, which could then go and pick up all this extra life and mana. So that solves mana, makes it so that we don't have to run a mana flask. We're effectively regenerating more mana than we spend. This does mean we could now run a Vitality with the Clarity because we have the mana, I think. This leaves us with unreserved 230 mana. So we get our Vitality back, which is nice. So now we have Vitality, Clarity, and Summon Skitterbots and Grace. What I would like to do Doesn't give me the option for, do I have flasks active? Maybe that I need that. It's not giving me phasing even though we get phasing from a quartz flask, so I'm not seeing that simmed. It's so weird. Why is that not simming? I think it's that prevents the 3% of supposed damage. Yeah, I think it might be worth taking that actually. It does make us pretty tanky. It's just so far down to grab those points. We can come this way. Pick up the extra damage here. We could even drop that. Pick up more leech over here for ES, which will feel really good since we're using ES as a life pool. That extra leech would be nice. That means every time we hit, we're kind of restoring our ES a lot better. It's like doubles our ES leech. Triples it actually. That will probably feel really good, but we'll have to test it. And then you get the extra, just a little boost to evasion and stuff while we're doing that. So you kind of have to use the quartz flask. Unless we also opt on grabbing a shield with a spell suppress roll. And then we could actually run a granite flask, which gives us more physical damage reduction, which will feel a lot better. Let me stack the armor on it. Yeah. So now when we get hit, when we're not evading a hit, we convert almost half the damage to fire damage, and then we've got a little bit of armor still after that, so it should feel pretty good actually. On this now we have like 4,700 health, almost 2,500 ES, almost 300 ES leech. Good life regen. Should feel pretty good. even also run on the helm the conversion from physical I think this is still a thing. Convert physical into chaos. Gives us a bit more tank too. So Arc is doing almost 700k ignite damage. Vaal Arc's doing a little bit over 1 million, and this is still with no damage gear and a really shitty scepter. It's not bad. And we solved mana where we don't have to use a mana flask, which is pretty good. I really don't want to rely on a mana flask to cast Arc. So the level 90 tree will feel good, I think. I like this iteration now. The 77 version, we're still relying on a mana flask on this one, so our mana regen is terrible. I think we have to go drop this, throw on inspiration. That really brings down the cost. And then I think we go for those mana nodes. Even with that, it still costs more than what we're getting back, so you might have to run an Enduring Flask at this stage. How are we fixing that? It was this mana and then it almost gets us there. Yeah, I think you just run an Enduring Flask until you get everything squared away with the real tree closer to 90. And at that point, you don't need the mana flask anymore. It's pretty good. I think that's probably the play. Oh, we're not even at 2020 on inspiration. So the mana cost is... We save another few points of mana on that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Someone help me with your build. Cyclone Shockwave. I have a problem because I feel like I have 0 damage and 0 defense. If you're following the build, Crushing, you shouldn't feel that way. Yeah, I was pretty detailed with the leveling trees, so as long as you're actually following the guide, you shouldn't be having that experience. If you deviated from the guide and you're not following the skill tree, or you're not upgrading your weapon and looking for higher Fizz DPS weapons and things like that, that might be why you're having issues. Are you very specifically doing what I elaborated on for the block and whatnot? Because that stuff matters for the defense on my build. I think this is the play for the level 90. I just guess during the leveling process you kind of are going to have to just use a mana flask. Once we get into endgame, that won't really be an issue. So I think the biggest change will be we go to inspiration support instead of cruelty on all the subtrees. So we'll drop you for inspiration. Why did I just lose a bunch of mana? Oh, I threw anger in there, that's funny. Shouldn't be using anger. Should be... oh, whatever I had at 57. Burning damage and swift affliction. Okay. So we want burning damage, swift affliction. Okay. That looks right. That looks good. And 57, we're also going to be using inspiration over cruelty. Okay, I think that's good. So let's go and pick up inspiration. Start using that. Then just to make sure I do have a mana flask on here for all the subtrees.
To make a gift of it to the victorious. Alas, your mortal frame cannot withstand the unfettered fire of deism. Goodbye.
Okay. Oh, Lily's in town. I should have just talked to her there, but whatever. Now we're using burning damage. I think we use inspiration over burning damage right now. And then we'll slot in burning damage once we go to a 5 link. So what am I doing at 57? I guess I'm not using ignite prolif until I go to a 5 link, which is in the 70s. I think Ignite Prolif is actually worth running sooner. It just makes the builds clear feel better. So we use that. Okay. Yeah, so let's drop. So we'll run Inspiration with, yeah, Ignite Prolif and Swift. Then we don't start running Burning until we go to a 5 link. I think is probably the way to do this. Actually, we probably go to Deadly and Ailments as a 5th link, and then Burning as a 5th or 6th, something like that. I think this is the play. leveling we go. It's these little things, tweaking it as I level it, getting a feel for it. Oh, am I still running Ear Sword and Chris? Bro. Oh my gosh, do I have to go all the way down this way to get to it? Come on, game. What are you doing, game?
Orb of Alchemy!
I kind of want to play around with the other Vaal arc. I think it makes the hits less on the initial, and then do more as it chains. I might buy one and try it out too. I want to kind of see the difference. Oh gosh, that was certainly death right there. This guy has like an arch nemesis mod. Rip.
Orb of Scouring!
I need more mana.
Oh, I gotta do the other side. Forgot. Soul Eater. Best mod in the game. I hate this shit so much. And he's just gonna become like more and more immortal. Alright, we're running away. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you in this stupid game. Where the fuck is the boss? Oh, he's over here. Okay.
So courageous. Such a fine example of womanhood. I simply knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Or my husband. You see, His Majesty could never be satiated on his wedding day by one bride alone. Thank you, my new sister. I shall always treasure your company.
Born of ocean's mire, and death washed clean of dark desire.
Hold on to your cuckoo. And fair wind.
Huh? The river.
Turn. You're the most welcome.
I make my own luck. Thank you.
we need now? Strength, cool. Next point will be in our strength node.
Chaos Orb. Cha-ching!
The energy of visions made tangible. How curious.
I imagine when I was.
I will uncover the secrets hidden in the shadows.
Not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. What am I getting stuck on? Let's go, dude.
be you?
Jeweler's orb!
Yo, where's the end of this area, dude? Fucking. Just keeps going.
Cha-ching! Cha-ching!
Oh, that Soul Eater became a Giga Soul Eater.
Turn away the tyrant's face, and kingdom end with...
Okay, I think I'm gonna go make some dinner and take a break. I'm gonna keep refining this. I should be on maps tomorrow, and I'll see how it really feels. But so far I'm kind of liking what we got going on here. So we shall see how well it does once we get through the campaign. It's definitely starting to ramp up in speed. For sure. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.